Hello everyone, and today I'll be showing you how to set up scoring for your content in a sourcing event. So the content scoring functionality allows us to set up scores and weights for the sections and questions on a sourcing event. So what this will do is it allows to set up scoring for your questions and section based by either percentage or by points. It'll also allow us to set up pre-grading, which will then allow the system to calculate a supplier's score based on their answers. And the value here is that we are standardizing the sourcing content scoring process, which will then lead to simplifying the end user grading. Previously. So in this sourcing project, I have an event here that I've also created previously. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and edit this sourcing event. The first thing that we want to notice here on the rules is the bidding rules. So at the top here, you'll notice that we can enable actual participant responses and scoring. So setting the default grading method, you can default it by content, participants, or grading it offline by Excel sheets. And at the same time, you can choose the scoring type. So you can be either by percentage, or we have a new feature scoring by points. So moving on, we're just going to go to the supplier tab. We've invited the supplier here. And going down to the content tab, what I've done is I've created two sections here. The first section is asking two questions about the suppliers, just some of the details. And then the second question here, I'm asking about some notepads. So I'm trying to buy 10,000 notepads. And some of the information here I need the price, I need the lead time, and the manufacturer name from the suppliers. So what we want to do is we want to set up some scoring here against some of these questions and sections. So what we'll do is we'll go to the scoring screen, and this will open up a few options here. So real quickly, what we'll take a look at is the first section here is the weight, and this will define how much weight each section will have. So what I'll do is I'll set the first section as 70%, as that is more important for me, and 30% for the second section. If we update the scores here, you'll notice that it does match over to 100% at all times. And now what we want to do is for the notepad itself in that second section, we want to give it 100% weight as well. That'll just mean that this is the only item in this. If we had multiple items here, we would distribute the weight amongst them if we needed to. The second part here is the importance. And what this asks is how important is each question in that section. So for the first part here about, we're asking if this is a local supplier and then the percentage of female employees at this organization. So for us, both questions are similar importance. So what we'll do is we'll assign them a 10 for each question. If we go ahead and update now, you'll notice that the overall weight for this question is 35% and 35%. So that totals up to the 70% that we've assigned to this section. For the second question here, we care about the price the most, so we'll assign that as a 10. And the lead time here, we'll give it a 9. And then the manufacturer, an 8. Again, if we update, you'll notice here that the scores have been distributed. So 30% has been distributed amongst those three questions now. The last part here is the grading, and the pre-grading, sorry. And the pre-grading allows us to pre-grade a question depending on what the supplier is answered. So for the first question here, so if this is a local supplier or not, we want to set a pre-grade. So if the supplier selects no, they're going to get a 0 score. If they select yes, we're going to give them 100%. And our target grade here, which we didn't talk about earlier, is just an indication for us of what we're kind of expecting the answer to be. So for this one, we are expecting 100%. And we can set what is the percentage of female employees. We'll set this to 50%. Again, this doesn't really have any impact, but it's more of an indicator for us once we're actually grading. So we'll go ahead and update now. You'll notice it's at 100%. So we're all fine here. If we go next now, go to the summary page, you'll notice that the system has set up all the event rules. You can see the supplier here. We've got the content. We've got the item that we're trying to source. So it's the notepads. We're asking for 10,000. And at the bottom here, you can see the actual scoring that we've set up. Once we're done, we're going to go ahead and publish this event. So what I've just shown you is how we can set up scoring for the questions and sections in the sourcing event, which will help lead to the standardization and simplifying the grading process for the end users. Thank you, everyone.